live. And, whoops. Okay, why is my stream crapping out again? I swear, I don't know what is going on. It's kind of weird. It always does that. Oh, Master Caliber, welcome. Yeah, I'm on a bit of a Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster spree. I mean, because for a time I was, I had only played the sixth one, as a Pixel Remaster, so I figured, why don't I just dabble with the other ones? Granted, where am I? Give me a minute. I'm trying to fix the cover here on. Oh, where is it? Final Fantasy VI is a fan favorite after. Yeah, and also it's my favorite game of all time, so I mean that's kind of why I started the Pixel remasters with that one. That and what was it? Some of the enhancements they made on that one compelled me to get FF6 with the Pixel remasters. But then I've heard the other ones were pretty good. So far, the first one is fine. The second one is actually kind of a fascinating game, but recently played FF7 Remake Intergrade. Okay, cool. Yeah, I need to get back on that one. It's just, I don't know, like, I don't know what to say on that one. Okay, where am I gonna find? Oh, what the hell? I'm just gonna go with this one. FF7, but action RPG, not sure. Yeah, I know. And yeah, I would make the argument it kind of is turn-based, but it's more emphasis on the action RPG in that regard. So it's like 70, like I would say it's 80% plays like Kingdom Hearts, but 20% has turn-based. It's a bit complicated for me to explain. So there is that. Give me a minute. I'm trying to fix something here. I forgot to do the cover and all this stuff. I guess I was kind of in a hurry to go live and all that. So there we go. Boom. Except I'm gonna have to make that a little bit smaller. Kind of like in the shape of how SNES covers were like. Whoops. Nope, not that one. Not that one. There we go. It's a little bit smaller, but whatever. Alright. Now, I'm going to go to my fonts. I'm going to change up the color on this one. And yeah, let's do purple. Yeah, there we go. Simple fix. Alright. Good to go. Is my... also another anime was brought to my attention that I didn't expect to watch. What would that be? Okay. Got my Xbox One controller. Yeah, I got myself a new controller. I never expected to be watching something called Jewel Pet. I've never heard of that one. Yeah, by the way,
Target acquired.
used to play on a PS5 controller, but 2 words. Stick drift. Which is why I got a Xbox One controller. It's English subbed only. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been watching a handful of anime lately. Let's see. Isekai Office Worker, which I will be brief on that one. It is an isekai anime that has yaoi elements, so it's two guy relationship. The problem is one of those two characters is very possessive, very controlling, and and it's like it seems like the yaoi moments are like the only thing that seem to have more effort put into them. So I was just like, why is this made? And I've seen Yuri on Ice, and that was done better. Let's see, Oshino Ko, which has to do with J idols in show business. Then what have I also watched? Trying to remember. You know what? Let me look at my little watch list, and I'll try to figure out there was one I think I just watched recently, and it was I'm sometimes okay with same-sex relationship. One handed very well, not an anime. Owl House? Because I've heard a lot of things about that. Okay, so anyway, Isekai Office Worker. It's another isekai anime out there, and like I said, I mentioned it has yaoi elements, and honestly, that's a combination I don't hear very often. It's just too bad the yaoi stuff just comes off as fan service plus problematic in its execution. So it's just, oh, what a disappointment. Anyway, Oshino Ko, which has to do with J-pop idols and show business. It's a long story, but that one's a little fascinating. The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife. So that's another one that started this year. That one is actually charming, yet how they explain how someone's invisible, I have no idea. Anyway, I'm Falling in Love with You. That's an actual title of an anime. And by the way, some of these a friend of mine picked, not me. So anyway, with that one I just mentioned, it's a romance / drama anime. Slice of life, etc. Like it has to do with a girl and like 3 to 4 characters that have a thing for her. So that one's just is what it is. Nichijou, My Ordinary Life, as it's also called. Started watching that recently. That one is something. And lastly, Tamon's B-side, which has to do with J-pop idols, and that's another one of a friend of mine picked, and that one's actually a fun one to watch. Now, as for non-animes, Amazing Digital Circus. Wait, SpongeBob ended? What? SpongeBob SquarePants. Did it really just end? No, it looks like it's still going. It just hasn't. Let me see. Yeah, it's still going, technically. ADC is a good pick. And last I checked, it's final. It will be done in June, so it is a month away from being finished. Although technically, that is if you. However, if you count the upcoming theatrical release, that is when. Because I'm actually seeing it in theaters. With a friend who's a big fan of it. Yeah, June 4th is when it finally finishes, technically. And lastly, Hell of a Boss. That's the other one I've been watching, and man, season 2 of Hell of a Boss is turning out to be pretty good. So I'm excited to I'm excited to see more of that. But yeah, I've been watching some anime lately. Some of them are alright. A few of them are, or one of them's but yeah, I'm trying out some new stuff mixed in with, old. So go figure. Alright, okay. I don't know why, but I love the three female characters. Something about Pomni, Ragatha, and Gangle I find appealing. Maybe it's just the designs. Although, how far have you seen on Amazing Digital Circus? Because I've watched up to episode 3. Okay, so there's a reason I bring up episode 3, because holy crap, I was not expecting the show to be creepy. Or at least scary, Like, damn. Like, because I knew going into Amazing Digital Circus it was going to be a zany, animated series. I just wasn't expecting, like, the show to pull, like, a scare factor in it. Like, never would have thought. I mean, yeah, granted, the first episode had some, like, dark, unnerving, moments, but I did not expect, the creep factor to, ramp up that soon. Also, Gangle being shy helps. I have a soft spot for shy characters. Okay. Alright, anyway. I am gonna start up okay, on-screen keyboard? No thanks. Wait, are you gonna oh, there we go. It was like it wouldn't let me on. I'm like, what the hell? And why is it starting me up on windowed mode? Seriously, why did 2 and 5 do this to me? Okay, give me a minute. I'm gonna fix this real quick. Okay, you know what? I have been playing, what is it? I've been playing, 1 and 2 with the, arranged music. For this one, I'm actually gonna roll with the original. Because I actually like some themes better in the original version, so that's kind of why I'm gonna do that. Alright. Display settings. Full screen. Okay, now is it gonna show? There we go. Give me a moment. Last thing I want to mention, one character in the Amazing Digital Circus has an interesting character arc. I'm not going to spoil it. Okay, well thanks, because I would rather go into this as blind as possible. I thought there was credits in the opening. I always heard FF5 had the weakest story in the... Why is my chair sinking? Hold on. Oh, come on! Great. Give me a minute. Come on. Okay, hold on a second. I want to actually see the... where did my earbuds go? There they are. Yeah, I used to have headphones, but now they broke on me. Yay. Okay, well, it's kind of a bummer. The opening credits are missing in this port. So anyway, had the weakest story in the first 6. So here's my feelings on like the story element of like the first 6 games. The first one actually doesn't have much story packed into it, but you also got to factor in it was the original and on the NES, so story wasn't as heavily emphasized at that point. Final Fantasy II did have emphasis on... excuse me. Final Fantasy II had emphasis on plot, but again, not as packed as what would come later. 3 was more gameplay focused. 4 was where plot really started, packing in more than what came prior. So I would say with the Super Nintendo era of Final Fantasy, yeah, it kind of goes without saying. This one does, seem to be deemed the weakest of the 3 on that regard. But we'll see. Anyway. And yeah, I am playing with the original soundtrack this time because I actually like some of the tracks more in the original compared to the arranged. So... And I also feel like the original soundtrack sounds more atmospheric than the Pixel Remasters version. So... Anyway, here we go. Nice. Oh, I forgot the text here is automatic. That's a sign this game will drag on. Wow. Give me a moment. Let me get through this first. Oh, whoops, the music was going a little too slow there. Or maybe not. Or maybe the game's cinematics were going to look too fast. Alright. Just curious, got a favorite SNES FF protagonist? Okay, let me just narrow this down. If I had to name one from FF4, probably... I was gonna say Cecil, but let's just say when he becomes a paladin, that was pretty much it for him, like arc-wise. Although there was the whole reveal about Golbez, so there was that to kind of keep Cecil's like arc interesting. So Cecil from 4 would be one of them, and as for Final Fantasy 6, huh. Probably Celis. So, probably Celis, if we're gonna count, like, protagonists and all that. I was gonna say Terra, but I do think Celis was more interesting, of all the protagonists in that game. Well, that took care of them. Bart's, huh? You know what? I'm actually gonna go with the way his name is, I'm actually gonna go with the way his name is spelled in Japanese. Oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because the way his name is pronounced in Japanese, it's Batsu. But we actually, I think what happened is I think we localized it as Bart's, because they probably figured if they stuck with the way his name was pronounced in Japanese, you couldn't let's just say if they went with the actual pronunciation, from the Japanese, they probably, like, let's not kid ourselves, they would never, how do I put this? The localizers probably would never hear the end of it afterwards. And what I mean by that is, the fact that you can't, you know, pronounce the name without... Yeah, butts. So... Also, Bart's supposed to name an FF spin-off character. Oh, interesting. Final Fantasy Adventures starred a Bart. Huh. I didn't know that. Hold on, let me turn my mic up. Sakes alive? What the? Oh yeah, this is based. They're using the Final Fantasy V Advanced translation. Now that I remember. If it's got Jumping Christmas, then then it's the FF5. Then it's the advanced port because, I thought that was like one of the weirdest like localization like quotes there. It's like Jumping Christmas. I'm like, what kind of dialogue is this? And this is before I started to be more open to like campy dialogue. Yeah, there is a quote in the Game Boy Advance port where I think it was Sid who says it, but there's a line he says where he says "Jumping Christmas." I was just like, what? Oh, so Bart is the only character I can name in this game? That's an interesting... That's kind of a fascinating thing to do. I thought you could name all these characters at... Oh, then again... Wait, Final Fantasy IV, I believe you can rename characters. Hold on. Huh. What was he said about the... Yeah, so, if I remember correctly, like, I remember the Jumpin' Christmas line that Sid said, but that was in the Game Boy Advance port. Which is actually the version I played last, but I never finished. Yeah, this is actually a Final Fantasy game I've never finished to this day. Kind of like FF6's. Well, but that's the original FF6's script, not the Game Boy Advance port onwards. Which reminds me, the script in the Pixel Remaster one, that one's based on the localization from the Game Boy Advance. With one added line, by the way. Actually, considering Nintendo's censorship back in the 90s, I couldn't believe they got away with this slit his mama's throat for a nickel line. Like, how did that get past the censors? And damn it, this chair is sinking on me. Even though I am sitting just fine. I don't really want to spend like over $100 for a new chair at the moment. Alright. How many achievements are in this one? 39. Alright. Well, that's a good chocobo. Alright. Oh, nice. Well, that's convenient. I'm just gonna go autopilot in this. Oh, auto battle. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. Wait, can I find him? Ah, great. They are feeling asleep. Yeah, I made a bit of a Metal Gear joke there. Hey! Got a lot of brass. What, is that another way of saying I got a lot of balls? You degenerate, lecherous, piratey pirate. Okay, yeah, this is... Yeah, the dialogue's a lot more campy, which again kind of fits the tone of the game, actually. Alright. Off to the Wind Shrine. Okay. I will be back in just a quick moment. I need to open the window because it is a little muggy in here. So be right back. Okay, I'm back. Nice. There's motherfucking squirrels in this. Well, hold on a minute. Final Fantasy V job levels. Let's see. Got him. Damn. Yeah, I forgot about this bit. Yep. I'll shiver your timbers, but good. What? Nice. Oh shit. Yeah, got you, bitch. Okay. I'm gonna call it a night on this. Alright. Alright, so Master Caliber, thank you for tagging along as much as you could.
An evolving world. An unforgettable story. Whether solo or with friends, play your way. The possibilities are endless in Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh yeah. That's right, Final Fantasy XIV Online, A Realm Reborn, which has a free trial. I'll have to... Yeah, I need to play Final Fantasy XIV at some point. Yeah, anyway. Final Fantasy V. I'm actually kind of I think given the quality of life, you know, updates that this game has, you know, I think that's kind of enough to justify me, you know, giving this game another try. My goodness, trying to play that on the Game Boy Advance, I remember it was time consuming. I just wasn't patient back then. I mean, God, when did that port come out? 2006? Fuck, I was 15 when the Game Boy Advance port came out. Goodness, it took me 20 years to finally get back to Final Fantasy V. Man. What a time, I must say. Okay, sorry about that. I was just... Okay. So, it is a little over 2. I probably should get going. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll return to this sometime. Um, Let me check. What did I have lined up for tomorrow? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go back to the first, second, and this one. So tomorrow is, or maybe I might throw a Minish Cap while I think about it, but I'll save that for. Oh yeah, that's right. I got yeah, I'm seeing Phantom of the Opera on Thursday, so yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just do Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, this, and Minish Cap tomorrow. 2 hours apiece. At least I'll see if I can make that happen. But of course, I probably need to do a couple errands while I'm at it. So yeah, anyway, I'm heading out. So until next time, take care.